Under Siege was the action blockbuster that thrilled the world in 1992, but 33 years later, the cast you once admired has completely changed. Some have aged beyond recognition, some look surprisingly younger, while others have passed away forever. Let's uncover the real-life stories behind those unforgettable action scenes that once held the world in suspense. Gary Busey as Commander Krill. Gary Busey was born on June 29, 1944, in Goose Creek, Texas. At 48 years old, he played Commander Krill in Under Siege, 1992, the unhinged and ruthless villain aboard the battleship Missouri. The role cemented his image in viewers' minds with explosive energy, following his earlier success in The Buddy Holly Story, 1978, and Lethal Weapon, 1987. But behind the success was a life filled with tragedy. Busey's childhood was far from peaceful. He grew up in a struggling Texas family, where the pressure from his strict father and constant family conflicts shaped his hot-tempered, impulsive, yet resilient personality. In those years, cinema became an escape, and he began acting in small theater productions before landing his breakthrough in The Buddy Holly Story. His intense performance earned him praise and opened the door to the action roles that would define his career. Adulthood, however, brought more tragedy. In 1988, Busey suffered a serious motorcycle accident in California, leaving him with a traumatic brain injury, short-term memory loss, and personality disorders. These struggles spiraled into decades of addiction, alcohol, and drug abuse. The habits derailed his career multiple times, led to failed marriages, and strained his relationship with his son, Jake Busey. Today, Gary Busey is 81 years old, living modestly in Los Angeles. His health has declined, but he still retains his trademark wild persona. His net worth is estimated at about $500,000, a humble figure compared to his peak in the 1980s. His life stands as a painful testament to the consequences of accidents and addiction, yet he continues to draw audiences with his authenticity and fierce personality. Bernie Casey as Commander Harris. Bernie Casey was born on June 8, 1939, in Dayton, Ohio. At 53, he appeared in Under Siege, 1992, as Commander Harris, a naval officer aboard the battleship who helped drive the pace of the action and supported the main characters. This was one of his final film roles, following his acting career after leaving the NFL, although he never achieved widespread fame. Casey's youth was shaped by versatility and discipline from his time as an NFL athlete. From an early age, he learned resilience and independence, skills forged through the pressures of competition in both sports and academics. Acting became his creative outlet, and his early roles on stage and television helped him develop the ability to embody characters, paving the way for his later supporting film appearances, including Under Siege. As he grew older, Casey's acting career slowed, with only sporadic television appearances, leaving him frustrated and feeling discriminated against in Hollywood. He never officially married but had a long-term relationship with Sandra Deal, with whom he had 2 sons, Marcus and Jalen. However, the relationship was strained by long separations and accusations of infidelity, making his bond with his children complicated. Later in life, Casey turned to painting and poetry, publishing small collections that showcased his artistic talent, though they received little public attention. Casey died in 2017 at the age of 78 from stroke complications after years of isolation and declining health. His estate amounted to only about $150,000, reflecting a tragic life, from gifted athlete to multifaceted artist, yet marked by loneliness, illness, and personal loss that overshadowed his creative potential. Tommy Lee Jones as William Stranix. Tommy Lee Jones was born on September 15, 1946, in San Saba, Texas. At 46 years old, he played William Stranix in Under Siege, 1992, a cold, intelligent, and ruthless villain, a role that helped shape Jones's gruff on-screen image. This performance paved the way for his later Oscar win for Best Supporting Actor, following earlier successes such as Coal Miner's Daughter, 1980, and The Client, 1994. Jones's childhood was filled with challenges. Growing up in a strict family environment, he had to become independent early, learning how to control his emotions and persist in his studies. These pressures shaped an isolated and introspective personality, making it difficult for him to open up to others, but they also sharpened his observational skills and ability to immerse himself deeply in roles. In the early years of his career, performances such as in Colm Meaney's Daughter proved his subtle yet intense acting talent, preparing him for the iconic villains he would later portray. In adulthood, Jones continued to face inner struggles and complicated relationships. He married 3 times, often marked by conflict, and had emotional distance from his children, while also going through periods of depression. On set, he gained a reputation for a volatile temperament and clashes with colleagues, but his discipline and determination helped him maintain a distinctive acting style. From Under Siege to No Country for Old Men, he built a solid career and a unique persona. Now, Tommy Lee Jones is 79 years old, still active in the arts, living simply on his Texas ranch. His net worth is estimated at around $85 million, largely from films and real estate. His life represents the stark contrast between spectacular on-screen success and profound inner loneliness, leaving people both admiring and regretful of a talent shadowed by his own inner darkness. Troy Evans as Granger. Troy Evans was born in 1948 in Missoula, Montana. At 44 years old, he played Granger, a crew member aboard the battleship who contributed to the action scenes and tense pacing of Under Siege, 1992. This role was one of his key supporting parts that allowed audiences to notice Evans's reliable and professional style, before he later became known for television roles such as in Bosch. Evans's youth and early adulthood were filled with personal challenges. He grew up in a modest environment, but the pressure to succeed and become independent early helped shape his persistence and work ethic. From a young age, Evans discovered a passion for acting, joining small projects and community theater, which built the foundation for his skills and prepared him for later film opportunities, including Under Siege. His career unfolded mainly through supporting roles, steady but never with a major lead. He contributed significantly to both television and film, receiving royalties from his supporting parts, but still wrestled with disappointment and issues of self-confidence. His career's lack of breakout success, combined with struggles with alcoholism and depression during the 2000s, made both his professional and personal life turbulent. Today, Troy Evans is 77 years old, living alone in a small house in Montana. He is mostly retired, but occasionally takes on small roles. His net worth is estimated at around $350,000, largely from television royalties. In interviews, he often reflects on regrets and missed opportunities, turning his life into a bittersweet story of an ordinary man trapped in the Hollywood dream, yet still persevering and holding on to professional integrity. Colm Meaney as Domer. Colm Meaney was born on May 30, 1953, in Dublin, Ireland. At 39 years old, he played Doomer, a crew member aboard the battleship Missouri, who added to the action and tension in Under Siege, 1992. Though it was a small role, Doomer showcased Meaney's reliable and professional acting style, following his earlier appearance in The Commitments, 1991, and paving the way for later international projects. Growing up in Dublin, Meaney had to become independent and endure family pressures from a young age. This shaped his patience and sharp observational skills. As a teenager, film and theater became his escape and passion, leading him to school plays and short film projects that built the foundation for his future career. In adulthood, Colm faced many personal challenges. His first marriage, to Barbara Dowling in 1992, produced a daughter, Brenda, but ended in divorce in 1997 due to long absences and accusations of infidelity. His second marriage to Patricia Napier proved more stable, though it also went through periods of separation, while his strained relationship with his daughter forced him to balance career and family. A nomadic lifestyle between Ireland and the U.S., combined with smoking habits and career stress, contributed to a life both turbulent and resilient. In 2025, Colm Meaney is 72 years old, still active in the arts, dividing his time partly in Dublin, reflecting on a steady but never peak-reaching career. His net worth is estimated at around $4 million, mainly from acting and Irish real estate. His life reflects the resilience and persistence of an Irish actor who endured personal struggles while maintaining his craft. Patrick O'Neill as Captain Adams. Patrick O'Neill was 65 years old when he played Captain Adams, a commander aboard the battleship who embodied leadership and added tension to the action sequences of Under Siege, 1992. The role came at the very end of his career, following decades of work on stage and screen, where he remained respected for his talent and professional presence. His youth and adulthood trained O'Neill in patience and endurance. Growing up in a difficult family, he learned early independence and how to face challenges. These experiences shaped his serious demeanor and subtle acting ability, with his first stage roles laying the foundation for a long film and theater career. O'Neill's career spanned decades, with many significant roles on stage and screen, though his influence gradually declined from the 1980s onward. His role as Adams in Under Siege was among his final performances, not a breakthrough but a reminder of his professionalism and credibility. He contributed to the arts with quality rather than fame or awards, extending the achievements he had built over many years. O'Neill died in 1994 at the age of 66, just 2 years after filming Under Siege. Nearly bankrupt, he left behind an estate of only $70,000, ending a life that was both regrettable and overshadowed, yet leaving an artistic mark. His tragedy defined him as a talented actor who was ultimately forgotten. Steven Seagal as Casey Ryback. At 40 years old, Steven Seagal played Casey Ryback, the battleship cook and former Navy SEAL who took on the lead role in Under Siege, 1992. His performance created a unique action hero image and propelled Seagal into A-list stardom, opening the door to a string of martial arts films throughout the 1990s. From the beginning of his career, Seagal combined his passion for martial arts with acting to build a distinctive image. He grew up in a dynamic but highly competitive environment, studying various martial arts while also developing his acting skills to prepare for major roles. These formative years shaped his determined and forceful character, but also one prone to controversy, setting the stage for future challenges in his profession. Seagal's career has gone through many ups and downs. He became famous with action hits such as Under Siege, Hard to Kill, and Marked for Death, while also publishing martial arts books and appearing on television programs. However, legal scandals, harassment lawsuits, labor violations, and ethical accusations polarized his image and career. He remained recognized as a martial arts star, but faced heavy criticism for his lavish lifestyle and off-screen controversies. By 2025, Steven Seagal is 73 years old, living reclusively in Moscow, Russia, where he gained citizenship and maintains income from Russian films and martial arts publications. He has 7 children in total, and his net worth is estimated at $16 million, a sharp drop from his peak of $50 million due to lawsuits and legal costs. His life stands as a polarizing legacy, a martial arts legend, yet also a symbol of authoritarian living and ethical controversy. David McKnight as Flicker. David McKnight played Flicker in Under Siege, 1992, a minor crew member aboard the battleship contributing to the film's action pace and tension at the age of 40. Though a small part, the role gave McKnight a rare chance to enter Hollywood, following several local television and theater appearances, and served as the foundation for the early stages of his film career. McKnight's youth was marked by intense pressures in Cleveland, where his strict middle-class family created a harshly competitive environment. From a young age, he learned independence and found escape through acting, performing in school plays and community productions, though bigger opportunities were never easy to come by. These experiences shaped a sensitive, vulnerable personality but also instilled determination in his pursuit of art. In adulthood, McKnight faced major struggles in his career. After Under Siege, he found it difficult to secure significant roles, turning instead to local theater for creative expression, but repeated setbacks left him demoralized. His short marriage to teacher Elena Ortiz in 1995 ended after 2 years due to financial strain and depression, and the couple had no children. In 2003, he was hospitalized for a mental health crisis and has since lived in isolation, suffering from agoraphobia and avoiding nearly all social interaction. By 2025, David McKnight is 77 years old, living reclusively in a subsidized apartment in Cleveland. Unemployed and dependent on disability benefits, his net worth is estimated at under $10,000, with nearly nothing left after a life centered on survival and mental struggles. His life stands as a tragic testament to talented but unlucky individuals, forgotten in film history despite once appearing in a major blockbuster. George Chung as Tom Breaker, Commando. George Chung, born in 1946 to a Chinese-American family, was 46 years old when he played Tom Breaker in Under Siege, 1992. A commando aboard the battleship who added intensity to the fight scenes and supported the main characters. The role brought Chung attention for his strong, villainous presence, following earlier supporting parts in action films, but it also led to him being typecast. From a young age, Chung had to learn independence and adapt to the pressures of an immigrant family's life. Those years shaped his hard-working and resilient nature, but also left him vulnerable, while fostering his passion for acting. He performed in community theaters and small film projects, sharpening his craft in preparation for opportunities in Hollywood. In adulthood, Chung faced personal and professional struggles. His marriage to Ming Ju in 1980 produced 3 children, but ended in divorce in 2002 due to his frequent absences and the pressures of the acting industry. Stepping back from major projects, along with declining health caused by diabetes and vision problems, left him limited to small roles, autograph signings, and television appearances. By 2025, George Chung is 79 years old, semi-retired, and living in the suburbs of Los Angeles. His net worth is estimated at around $150,000, mainly from union pensions. His life stands as a bittersweet testament to the resilience of an immigrant actor who struggled with both identity and career, often confined to stereotypical villain roles. Erika Eleniak as Jordan Tate. Erika Eleniak was born on September 29, 1969, in Malibu, California. At 23 years old, she played Jordan Tate, the ship's entertainer who became part of the central action in Under Siege, 1992. The role brought Eleniak into the public spotlight, building on her fame from being a Playboy model and appearing in teen films. Eleniak's youth was marked by pressures from the entertainment industry and rigid beauty standards. As a teenager, she acted in teen movies and appeared in Baywatch, but these opportunities also set the stage for typecasting and long-term career pressures. These early experiences shaped her sensitivity and determination to fight for independence in a harsh industry. In adulthood, Eleniak endured personal tragedies. Her marriage to Philip Gabriel in 1998 ended after just 1 year due to emotional abuse. Her later relationship with Rochdigel, with whom she had a daughter named Indiana, also ended because of financial struggles and conflicting ambitions. She openly battled eating disorders and depression, declared bankruptcy in the late 2000s, and attempted to reinvent herself as a health coach, though unsuccessfully. The pressures of appearance and self-destructive habits only deepened her difficulties. By 2025, Erika Eleniak is 56 years old, renting a home in Calgary, Canada. She occasionally meets fans but has withdrawn from Hollywood life. Her net worth is estimated at under $200,000, largely from residuals and small contracts. Her life illustrates the tragedy of a young star exploited by fame, now living quietly, far from the spotlight, seeking stability and peace. Glenn Morshower as Lieutenant Bradford. Glenn Morshower was born in 1959 in Texas, USA. At 33 years old, he appeared in Under Siege, 1992, as Lieutenant Bradford, a military officer aboard the battleship who added to the action scenes and supported the tense storyline. The role helped Morshower establish a serious professional image, paving the way for his later notable military roles in 24 and the Transformers series. Growing up, Morshower had to endure family and social pressures which taught him discipline and patience. As a teenager, he found comfort and fulfillment in acting, joining community theater and small film projects, which laid the foundation for his professional career. In adulthood, Morshower was struck by personal tragedy. His marriage to Carolyn in 1978 produced 2 children, Haley and Parker, but the death of his son Parker in a motorcycle accident in 2011 at the age of 21 left him emotionally shattered. The grief nearly ended his marriage in 2015, though the couple stayed together. He channeled his pain into motivational speaking on resilience, but the loss continued to haunt him, and his tendency to overwork as an emotional coping mechanism sometimes created distance within the family. By 2025, Glenn Morshower is 66 years old, still active in acting and motivational tours, sharing his experiences while continuing to take on roles. His net worth is estimated at around $3 million, earned from acting and royalties. Living in Texas, he balances family and career, standing as proof of the strength and resilience of a father who rebuilt his life after tragedy. Tom Wood as Nash. Tom Wood was born in 1963 in Montana, USA. At 29 years old, he played Nash in Under Siege, 1992, a crew member aboard the battleship who contributed to the film's pacing and supported the main characters. This role gave Wood his first real recognition, following smaller appearances in films such as The Fugitive. Wood's youth was marked by emotional and professional pressures. From a young age, he showed a passion for cinema, but struggled with the stress of building a career and maintaining his personal image. These experiences shaped a sensitive, vulnerable personality, while also driving him to devote himself fully to acting. As an adult, Wood faced severe mental health challenges. In 1997, untreated bipolar disorder led to a nervous breakdown and caused him to abandon Hollywood entirely. His marriage to Linda Merrill in 1995 ended in 2000 after a miscarriage and ongoing instability, leaving the couple childless. Isolated and suffering from agoraphobia, he withdrew from society and friends, focusing solely on maintaining his mental health in the rural environment of Montana. By 2025, Tom Wood is 62 years old, living reclusively in Montana. He rarely sees neighbors and depends on disability benefits along with small income from royalties. His net worth is estimated at under $30,000. His life stands as a tragic example of a once promising young actor who became a lonely man battling mental illness, yet he has retained kindness and quiet resilience in his reclusive existence. Raymond Cruz as Ramirez. Raymond Cruz was born in 1961 in Los Angeles, California. At 31 years old, he played Ramirez in Under Siege, 1992, a crew member aboard the battleship who contributed to the action pacing and supported the main characters. This role was an important early step in helping Cruz build a memorable screen presence before he rose to fame as Tuco Salamanca in Breaking Bad. Cruz's youth was shaped by the pressures of an urban environment where he had to become independent and face family and social challenges. From his earliest small roles on stage and television, he learned to control his emotions, refine his acting skills, and build the foundation for his career, though major opportunities were never easy to come by. As an adult, Cruz endured significant personal loss. The death of his partner Valerie Ruiz in 2008 from illness plunged him into depression, while his relationship with his daughter Sasha became strained during a period marked by addiction and isolation. He never remarried and has openly admitted to concerns about aging in a youth-driven industry. His tendency towards self-isolation and his financial support for relatives further drained his resources, negatively impacting both his career and personal life. By 2025, Raymond Cruz is 64 years old, living alone in Glendale, California. He mainly takes on occasional supporting roles in film and television. His net worth is estimated at around $3 million, reduced due to poor financial management. His life reflects the sad portrait of a Latino actor wrestling with inner struggles, haunted by broken relationships and a fading legacy. Dwayne Davis as Johnson. Dwayne Davis was born in 1966 in Sacramento, California. At 26 years old, he played Johnson in Under Siege, 1992, a sailor who supported the action sequences and helped maintain the film's tense pacing. This role was an important starting point before Davis struggled to sustain an acting career in the 1990s. Davis's youth was filled with hope, but also shaped by family challenges and a competitive environment. From his earliest small roles in the 1990s sports films, he learned independence and worked to hone his acting skills. However, the scarcity of major opportunities and the relentless pressures of the industry led to early disappointment. In adulthood, Davis faced both personal and professional tragedies. His marriage to Cassandra Reed in 1997 produced 2 sons, Malik and DeAndre, but ended in divorce in 2014 amid accusations of infidelity and neglect, which left him estranged from his children. 3 failed business ventures, including a gym bankruptcy in 2012, along with chronic pain from old injuries and depression, made life even harder. His impulsive financial habits worsened the situation. By 2025, Dwayne Davis is 59 years old, living in a small apartment in Sacramento and working as a high school sports coach. His net worth is estimated at under $50,000. His life reflects the tragedy of a young star who never achieved success, now battling regret, pain, and loneliness, embodying the story of unfinished dreams. Damian Chapa as Tackman. Damian Chapa was born in 1963 in Dayton, Ohio. At 29 years old, he played Tackman, a sailor who joined the fight scenes, adding to the film's tense pacing and supporting the main characters in Under Siege, 1992. This role was an important step that helped Chapa gain attention, following earlier appearances in films like Money Talks, although his later career often faced setbacks due to conflicts with studios. Chapa's youth was marked by a pressurized and competitive family environment. From an early age, he showed artistic talent but had to teach himself patience and how to cope with initial failures. His involvement in independent films and small theater projects sharpened his acting skills, preparing him for Hollywood opportunities in Money Talks and other supporting roles. However, his hot temper and frequent disputes with studios soon began to damage his career. As an adult, Chapa endured many personal and legal troubles. He married multiple times, faced domestic violence allegations, including an arrest in 2016, and had strained relationships with his 6 children. His volatile temper and reckless spending led to bankruptcy in the 2000s, and his attempts at independently producing films failed financially, dimming his reputation compared to his true potential. By 2025, Damian Chapa is 62 years old, living in California. He mainly takes on small roles and directs his own projects. His net worth is estimated at about $1 million, mostly from past acting work. His life is a reminder of the tragedy of a Latino actor with great promise, whose explosive personality and legal dramas overshadowed his career, leaving him with a modest life and a polarizing legacy among fans. Are you surprised by how much the cast of Under Siege has changed after 33 years? Which actor shocked you the most, who still carries their old presence, and who is living a life full of drama that few people know about? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you won't miss more shocking stories and fascinating behind-the-scenes tales from Hollywood.